How's it going, everybody? We've got another replay cast for you today. It is Zealot once again down here in the bottom right hand corner, the yellow Zerg, and in the top right, Absolute, another up and coming player, cutting his teeth on ladder, getting stronger, getting faster, improving his play. Definitely an S rank Terran player, has shown himself in quite a few smaller tournaments, though hasn't made a splash in ASL or the KCM as of yet. Same thing goes for Zealot, of course. These newer players, it definitely takes time. It takes time to build up those connections to really get in to the pro scene. You know, getting practice partners is a massive, massive part of becoming a pro gamer in Starcraft Broodwar. If you don't have solid people to play with every single day, to practice with and get better with, then you're just not really going to go too far. You know, you can only get so strong just by playing ladder games. Anyone who is good at Starcraft can tell you the same. We've got a gas here from Absolute. All right, so not going to go standard. Going to be pulling out some sort of 1-1 build, maybe a factory into starport, maybe just one fact into an expansion. We're going to find out here shortly. I've been sitting on this replay for a while, actually. I did watch it quite a long time ago, and I remember it was a great game, so I put it away in the back of the file. And, you know, just held on to it until I had some time to throw out a good replay. Looks like saving some larvae here. It's going to build a couple of pairs of lings, looks like. Kind of out of character for Zealot, who usually likes to build just one pair of lings and throw down a sunken colony very early on. And he's going to get in here and see. I think he just went up to the front. Actually, I don't think he made it into the main base, so he's not actually aware of the factory on the way here, but he may throw down the sunken colony anyway. Just seeing one marine, it's a little bit sus, a little bit suspicious. So Zealot, who is fond of making that sunken colony, he may just make it here regardless of not seeing anything at 3 minutes 30 seconds. There it is, 3 minutes 25. The sunken colony starts. That's perfectly timed out for when a vulture can arrive. Now, the follow-up here for Absolute, just one factory expansion. So not going to throw down the starport, not going to have that really important scouting information and the ability to pick off overlords. However, he is going to have that extra gas. Starport does cost a lot. 100 gas for the starport, 100 gas for the wraith. So that extra 200 gas, that's going to go probably towards a second factory here in just a moment. And we've got an armory on the way as well. So it's going to be a Goliath build here out of Absolute. Nearly 100% sure of that now. We'll see if Zealot has figured it out just yet. I haven't seen him scout for a little while. That vulture, of course, is keeping him off the map. Little hidden ling over here, hiding underneath the trees. Look at how detailed the trees are in Remastered. You know, I don't really take enough time to look at these things when I'm playing. Of course, everything's going on so fast, so much action. That is really cool looking tree there. And Ling does get picked off in the front. Barracks is now floating, and I think this overlord will spot that, so he's gonna know for a fact his opponent is not going like some sort of marine tank later on. He's definitely gonna be switching into mech play. Some mutas are on the way. A hatchery here in the front, just completely blocking up this entrance. And get his Hydralisk Den going as well. That's what this is right here. And will we have an upgrade? Looks like no upgrade here for Zealot. I think the standard right now is to go for the Mutalisk armor, air armor, plus ground attack. So Hydralisk attack, air armor is kind of the way that this game has been figured out by Zergs so far as the best way to play, so that you can take engagements with mass Mutalisk, reduce the damage of those carrion booster shots. Actually, I can't remember what the actual shot is called. Hellfire missile. I took that right out of the American military, but Hellfire missiles, they do have 2 shots that come out, so it reduces the damage by 2 for each armor that you have. And yeah, that helps out a lot in fighting against Goliaths. It also allows the Mutalisk to tank a lot more damage, so the Hydras can get in range and take out these Goliaths with their extra damage. Yeah, also, I don't think that armor really helps you too much with the Hydras against tanks. Tanks, once they have an attack upgrade, it's just scales so much better than the armor upgrades for the Zerg. So it is still an important upgrade. Kills his own sunken colony there. Unfortunate, wasn't able to get out. Maybe a bit of misplaced buildings here in the front, but it did its job in the early game. Now he just has to worry about possibility of vultures running by in the future. He's built quite a few Hydras to send them across the map. I don't think he can break in just yet. There should be a tank on the way. Yeah, tank siege mode here. Absolute desperately trying to get those units out as he spotted the Hydras coming across the map here. This is a moment where you actually can be broken as the Terran player. You don't have many Goliaths, and the Mutas are going to pull most of the Goliaths up here into the main base. If Hydras run in here in a big group, you know, 12 Hydras run up and kill 4 Goliaths very, very quickly. They can gun down this bunker as well. As soon as tanks are out, though, it makes it way more difficult. And there's the first siege tank. Yeah, with the second bunker here as well. I don't think you can break through this location. And I don't think that Zealot will end up trying it unless he runs forward right now. Okay, he does back up. I was getting a little bit scared there. Don't want to dive into that location. Look at that. It's such a good position, especially this barracks right here. It just blocks so much the surface area. If you were able to get all your Hydras right up in this spot, maybe you could gun down these, but having only this tiny little space here makes it so difficult to really kill anything in this position. Another tank pops out as well. He's actually added on a second machine shop here, so that's going to be double tank production. We've got the starport, so we should have, yes, science facility and upgrade mech is the play here for Absolute. I think, I'm not sure. I don't actually know if Zealot spotted that when he flew in. I don't think the science facility had started yet. Otherwise, he would have killed the SCV on that for sure. But coming in, he should be able to find out about this if he flies into the main base once again. It's very important that you know that your opponent's not going for like something like a 1-1 timing. And on the other side of the map, Zealot actually double expanding here. So maybe he does know about the up mech, because if you come in, you see the science facility and you see double armory, the play is definitely to get multiple expansions. You want to get expansions all around the map because you know your opponent's not going to be pushing out for quite some time. He's going to be focusing on those upgrades, maybe getting another base and trying to, you know, power up into the late game as quickly as possible. Means that you kind of have to do the same. Maybe go into a hive. Double evo chambers, not a bad idea either. So far he's just building a ton of mutas. This could be for some sort of dive into the main. It could also be for a bust on the third base when it starts to come up here, because we do know double tank production is rolling right now for Absolute. He pops out a drop ship with a few vultures. This could be a huge drop. A drop opportunity here from Absolute, of course. If he gets caught by the mutas, could be absolutely wiped out. But It remains to be seen. Looks like vultures running around here, throwing down some mines. They are being blocked by the Hydras. Pretty good defense so far by Zealot. Needs to cover this ramp as well. This ramp over here is also open, so needs to be careful there. This is what I was talking about. The Mutalist clump now coming into the main. Oh my god. Finds the armories, immediately gunning those down. He's gonna go after the science facility. Oh man, what a pain here. Absolute losing his science facility and his upgrading armory. That is crazy, crazy good here for Zealot. Didn't lose hardly anything for that play too. Maybe one Mutalist went down, but killing those two buildings is just so valuable here. He's gonna start another factory, another armory in the natural as well. Where's the starport though? Oh no, the science facility. There's the science facility being picked up now. But that delays the +2 by so much. It's just crazy how much of a delay that's going to be on those upgrades. Coming in now, just focusing down a few Goliaths. Does lose a couple mutas for his pickoffs there, but that was pretty good. That was, I mean, about as good as you can hope for here in the mid game as the massing Mutalist player. I'm surprised we're also seeing a more Mutalisks pop out, because you've got the science facility, you've got science vessels on the way. It's very hard to pull out an irradiated muta in a really big clump like this, so I'm surprised that he's continuing to build muta here, and even more mutas in production as this massive army comes across the map here. Gonna dive in once again. Could go after these armories here for a second time. Gonna go onto the turrets first. Now focusing down the armies. These are falling so fast. One armory does go down, but not stopping either of the upgrades here. A lot of mutas are falling. Gonna dive back onto the armory once again. He finishes this one off, but that's just armor. The attack upgrade is over here in the natural, so Absolute pulling a bit of a fast one on Zealot, making him think that he's going after something very valuable here, when actually the real value is over here in the natural. Diving now onto these tanks. Really good play here from Zealot. Absolute pulled back every single Goliath into the main. Got to gun down these tanks as quickly as possible. 3 tanks here, very juicy targets. Does get all 3 of them and will back away, but with only 10 Mutalisks remaining, so did lose quite a significant amount of gas units for that dive in. He's not actually mining over here. Looks like he's got his 3rd gas up and running, but really needs to get this one going here. Gas is so important right now in this matchup when you're going mass muta. If you're going mass Hydra, not quite as much, and it looks like mass Hydra is now going to start. He actually sends all the drones to mining, but doesn't use this gas here. How much gas do we have left in the main and natural? Still quite a bit. Another dive in here from Zealot. Zealot going ham here in the main base once again. There's quite a few Goliaths this time, and quite a lot of turrets as well. Absolute's really caught on to this play, leaving Goliaths and the turrets here in the main. Gonna clean up a lot of this though. What's the upgrades here? 1-1 on these mutas. 1-1 should be done here. Yeah, 1-1 on Absolute as well. But matching upgrades on the mutas at this point, that's just due to the fact that he picked off those earlier armories. He's not put down a second spire as far as I know. What is this? Oh, well, that's annoying. Queen's Nest. It's really silly that you click on that Overlord when you try to click the bar. That's got to be fixed. Finally, that drop comes in. The drop we saw earlier actually gonna start to ravage the main base here a little bit. How many kills do we have so far? Damn it, I clicked that Overlord again. Kills, 2 kills, not the most. Of course, having those mutas does clear drop play very, very quickly. He's really? We're not gonna kill that? Oh my goodness. Okay, finally he does notice. He's gonna pick that off. Some vultures coming up here towards the front. There are a few stray drones up here. Oh, he gets the hatchery. Really, really close, but he does manage to get it. A base coming up here for Absolute. He's going up to 4 bases. Vulture's gonna sneak in here and maybe get a few kills. That's 2. That's 3, and possibly a 4th because the Hydras are not moving. Stupid Hydras do not chase down very well. 5, 6 drones end up getting picked off there. Pretty frustrating for Zelot, who's only at 43 drones to 70 SCVs of Absolute. He needs his base right away because his main is about to mine out. Pretty good mineral smoothing, though. Overall, not too many here in the main. A good amount in the natural, and most of the SCVs here at the 3rd base soon to be transferred over here to the 4th. So he's going to be on 4 base income or near 4 base income for a little while here once that gets up and running. But Absolute, or excuse me, Zelot may have something to say about that. He's coming in here. Oh gosh, gotta turn these mutas around right away. Seeing 2 vessels with a good amount of energy and a lot of Goliaths here. Those clump mutas would get absolutely wrecked. So I'm gonna back off for now. Still moving around, clearing out some of these mines. Overlord spread is pretty good here, helping him to get rid of these. Got a few mutas here, just chasing down a single Goliath. Will end up losing at least 1, maybe 2. Mutas end up going down there. There's the double Evo chamber, so we will be getting double upgrades here. +1/+1 is already done. How are we doing for Terran? +2/+2 is finished. +3 about halfway done here. +2/+2 is on the way now. He's getting evolved antennae and 10 queens in production. Them popping out right now. We're gonna have some broodlings cast this game. Moving forward here, Absolute trying to set up a nice minefield in the front to kind of cover his push out here, but Zelot doing a good job of cleaning that out as quickly as possible, making sure that there's not a good foothold here for Absolute to set up his tanks behind. Absolute really stuck in his quadrant of the map, but Zelot, on the other hand, not really expanding here. I would have thought he would have tried to take another base in the bottom left, maybe take one in the top right. It's very hard to split your mech army. It's not good to split mech up. So, you know, if you force, you know, some army to go up here, or you force the whole army to go up here, and you have another base down here, then you're pretty good. Like, you can eventually get that base going, get it saturated. We still don't have a hive. Okay, there's the hive now coming up for Zelot. So eventually he's gonna get into Defiler tech here. It's gonna take a long time though. He spent so much building up this Hydralisk force just to kind of follow Absolute's movements here around the map. He's pretty much completely discontinued his usage of mutas here, his building of mutas here, producing another 11 queens. Oh my god, 21 queens in total have been made this game. But Absolute is starting to move out. We're gonna go for a counterattack now. Running forward here past the tanks. He does not want to engage with this army. Would absolutely get wrecked here. So needs to keep these Hydralisks running away. Do not want to take this fight. Gonna run up here onto the high ground. Go for this third base, it looks like. Natural's a little bit too fortified. This base also a great target, but the army is a little bit too close maybe. Losing a lot of turrets in this location. You can see how fearful Absolute was of just mass muta coming in and wrecking this base. He's actually pulling back now. It looked like he was going to go for a counterattack across the map, but he's actually pulling back. Going to try and save this location. Hydra's chasing SCVs here. Need to go back and kill this command center. Don't want to be in range of these tanks once they siege up. Oh man, he's just kind of losing the Hydras here on the high ground. Not going to kill that. A bit of a misplay here from Zelot, who's furiously macroing back at home, getting his queens ready as well. See if we've got energy here. Yes, we have the energy. So queen's gonna be sent forth here momentarily. He's got the vision. He's bringing up another overlord here so he can clone these. Here we go. Bunch of broodlings go down. There's 3, 4, and 5. 6 broodlings end up going out. Looks like all but 2 queens will be killed though. So not gonna get the reusage, that optimal value out of his queens in this case, but still managing to get quite a few kills there. And he's got a lot more queens where that came from. A ton more here, gathering that energy, getting ready to cast that broodling. He's sending them up now. There's only 1 tank here, 2, 3 tanks total. So Hydras are going to do very, very well against this. 2-2 is done. What do we have on this side? 3-3 for Absolute. So 2-2 versus 3-3. A third upgrade for the armor is on the way here. Zealot, where are the queens, man? Send them up and get some kills here. Another base coming up for Absolute. Here in the center left, this is about all the income you'll ever need here as a Terran player. As long as you're holding these bases here, it's very unlikely we'll go to a split map situation where Absolute will have to take one of these other main bases. Probably this is all we're gonna end up seeing. Looks like some overlords coming in here just to get spotting on maybe a tank or two. You actually can't see any of them. There's 1 tank he managed to spot out, and a Goliath picked off by the queens. This is so many queens, man. So many queens to use here. He's gonna try and run up this ramp, running up a ramp against Goliaths, against mech in general, but even Goliaths is difficult here. He is getting up there and doing it though. Now that he's broken this ramp, if he has another reinforcement wave here, he might actually be able to break through, get on top of the ramp here versus Absolute, and then Goliath walking up the ramp will be very hard pressed to make any progress. Another base actually floating out, heading towards the bottom left. I'm surprised Absolute wants to try and take that already. We've still got Zealot on 4 bases here, guys. Still, this base is not even mining right now. I think from vulture pressure over and over again, coming in and, you know, trying to kill workers. So he's just kind of given up on mining that location. Some zealots, or some vultures, zealots. Vultures are coming in here to harass a mineral line in the bottom center. Not too many drones left over, only 45 drones, but he's coming up with a big attack here in the middle. Gonna break some of these tanks with the queens. Hydra's going to do well against just pure Goliath here. A drop on high ground. Gonna pick off that tank with a broodling. I think he just threw down a parasite. There you go, parasite on that science vessel. But Absolute, I mean, he stabilizes. He's still got 65 SCVs, and he's still got all of these bases to work from. Even bases with the Zerg player right now, which is not a good situation for sure. Still not trying to take this, even though he's cleared out all the mines, all the vultures in this location. He's not ventured forward to take that base. A huge army moving through the middle of the map here. A lot of Goliaths, only a single tank. Where are the queens? He needs to bring them up. Just start spamming it on Goliaths, man. Get as many broodlings off as possible. It's just pure value. And he's running out of hydras here. Here we go, queens. A lot of these have full energy, so he's not really spending that efficiently right now. It is very difficult to do. Here we go, throwing out a few broodlings. He's got enough broodlings to kill every single Goliath here, I think. I'm gonna throw down a few. Shoving a lot of these Goliaths back, and the hydras should be able to take this fight now. Looks like we've got 3-2 finished up here for these hydras, so pretty much even on those upgrades. Only needs 1 more attack upgrade to be completely even here. I don't know what happened to that command center that was floating down. There it is. Command center hasn't been sent down to the bottom left. If Absolute gets a base over Zealot, this game is completely over. But Zealot has done a good job of holding off those attacks, and his queens are getting more and more value here. They're sitting back, they're getting more energy once again. He has lost quite a few. Where are the majority of the queens? Is that all of them? Okay, he's been losing quite a few. Okay, here we go. Bringing some more queens up to this side. Not much in the way of defense on this high ground here. Not even vultures can hold off pretty well against hydras trying to come up onto high ground. Oh man, these Goliaths kind of cleaning up on this side. Vultures holding off about, I think 3 vultures held off like 6 hydras here. It's just showing you the power of mischance in Broodwar. Not able to break that location. Kind of insane. Of course, the vessel did help out a bit with that irradiate, but yeah, just a little bit wild that he was not able to get up that ramp, deal a little damage over here. Now finally a base coming up here in the top right hand corner. He's got some mining going once again over here at the mineral only. We'll see if Absolute has anything to say about that. Maybe popping out a few more vultures. His factory count is looking good. His upgrades are all done, so every mineral and modicum of gas that he manages to pick up here is going to go directly onto army supply. You know, totally maxed out with supplies. He doesn't have to build supply depots anymore. Just spending all of his money here for that army supply. And likewise, I think Zealot doing the exact same. Hydras all the way here. I'm not sure if he's gonna build any more queens this game. Still got a few kind of littered around the map. I'm looking for possibly some more around here. It seems like that's about it. Maybe the last of the queens getting picked off. There's about 5 queens totals, maybe 6. And finally transferring some workers up here to the top right. Gonna get this income rolling. If he manages to hold this and denies this base, now these bases from Absolute, then there's a good chance that Zelot will end up taking this game. Just needs to keep up with the broodlings. No tanks being produced anymore, so Absolute realizing that tanks are kind of a waste of cash with broodlings on the horizon here, with a ton of broodlings being cast. You're really not going to get much value out of those units, so switching completely here into Goliath. But Hydra does well against this. Does he have +3? No, he didn't get +3 attack. That's a little bit surprising. Definitely would be worth it with the amount of zealots, or the amount of I keep saying zealots. Zelot is the player. With the amount of Hydras he's producing, oh god, coming in here, getting a pretty good position, but high ground Hydra is very, very strong against Goliath, pushing them back for now. 173 supply. This is not 100 supply of Goliaths here. Where are the rest of his units? Okay, sitting up here at this base. He's also got a few units over at this location. Able to do a really good job just holding on to his bases with a couple of vultures and a few mines. Absolute with the skimpiest defenses we've seen. Now we've got 3 tanks on the way, so maybe recognizing that there's not many queens left over. Okay, there are still 5 queens. Maybe he thinks that he's killed the majority of the queens or all of the queens and can switch back into tanks a little bit, or perhaps he's realizing he just needs tanks to break through the mass Hydra that Zealots put forth. Starting to move here through the middle of the map. We've only got a low supply gap of 121, 175 here from Absolute. So he's got a lot of units. Mind you, each of these Goliaths costs 2 supply, whereas a Hydra only costs 1. Coming up, gonna take out this base. Of course, just a bit of a placeholder here. It doesn't actually have any minerals to mine from at this location. No resources to gain from that base. Gonna come up here on the center left. Not the same for this location, and that skimpy defense I was talking about earlier. Starting to bite Absolute in the butt here. He's gonna lose his command center in the center left. He does have an extra one here just in case. So if he manages to retake this location, he could just land that command center again. But his base up here at 12 is getting very skimpy. Not much left over at that location. Whoa, what happened to all the drones up here? I think there must have been a drop. Killed off all the drones because we don't have any mining up there at the top right hand corner for Zealot. Here comes that big army moving through the middle of the map. Zealot is ready. Oh my god. Oh, that was a great irradiate there. Killing a couple of Hydras. Just the cost of 1 irradiate. A lot of players will just gun down their own Hydra in order to get rid of that irradiate. Looks like the drones are gonna have to be pulled here, but I think Zealot has Absolute exactly where he wants him here. Where are the queens? Queens got to come forward and hit these 2 tanks here. There we go. 1 broodling. 2 Broodling. Both of them end up dying. The army is kind of trapped here in this tiny little corner. Ends up getting a lot of these Goliaths picked off. Now he's stuck up here on this high ground. All of these Goliaths here can place a bunch of Hydras over here or here. You can place a bunch of Hydras here. And this Goliath force is never going to be able to get out. Oh, it's getting a few queens for free. And instead of doing that, actually, Zelot going to head across the map and try to take this fight. Coming up high ground again is so hard with Hydra. It is very, very difficult, especially against mech armies. So he's actually losing quite a bit. Tanks are coming up more. Reinforcements surround this army, and he finishes that off. Really nicely done. Not too many Goliaths up here on the high ground anymore, but he is denying that base. Another base down in the bottom left-hand corner has been taken. So Zelot actually mining quite healthily here in both of these 2 locations. That's going to give him a fantastic income compared to Absolute, who's just mined out here at the 12 o'clock. I think Zelot's... his mining is looking really, really decent. We've only got 2 queens left. Oh, no. All these queens. Has he forgotten about these queens? He needs these queens. Bring the queens up, man. That's like, whatever, 5 kills. Okay, he does see them. Gonna pull them all together now. Bring them over here towards this bottom left. Absolute trying to break a base here. He's trying to get down here into the bottom left and stop Zelot from mining that location, but leaving a tank behind. Hydra's just gonna run up on that and gun it down really, really fast, and this army is depleting very, very quickly here for Absolute. Oh man, Absolute's army completely surrounded here. Queen's not even necessary. Zelot going to finish this off, and I think that's going to be game. Nothing here to defend the center left. This is the last mining base here for Absolute. He's gonna bring up some vultures and tanks, maybe throw down some mines, but oh, queens come up. They just lay broodlings on everything. This has got to be the final blow here. He's still got broodlings for days. Actually, no broodlings left on this, but they will recover that energy pretty quickly. There you have it. GG. Yeah, see, look, once you have the upgrade here, you really only need to wait another 50 seconds to throw down that second broodling, which is really the power of that upgrade. But I digress. Let's go to our score screen. Quite a great game there between Zelot and Absolute. Here's your units, here's your structures and your resources, and that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that cast. I'll see you guys in the next one.